What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and in this video I'm going to be continuing my level 1 to overpower level 8 playthrough. One cool thing in this video is that we should end up hitting level 72, which will be cool, because then we can farm for a little bit of gear, which I'll be doing in this episode actually, and then begin the Destruct Peak process, which I am very much looking forward to. So I'm going to go ahead and buy ammo here. Hopefully the snowman is giving enough experience right now, to level us up. Otherwise, that'd be kind of bad. Ooh, our Lyudas is only level 63. That's not very good. But we have a B shield and stuff. We should be alright. Okay, we're going to put that last point in follow through. I guess I should sell most of my useless stuff here, just in case we find stuff that we'll want. Wow, we found a casual Ravager. It has the Hyperion grip, though. Oh well. Alright. I don't think I need much of anything in here, but it's been a little bit since I played, so I want to make sure that I'm not selling anything that I intended to keep. Okay, we're good. Now, I think I'm at max money or close enough to it that I'm not actually going to pick up everything from the train and sell it. We will give it a good look over, though, because we could theoretically find a better shield. That'd be pretty nice, even though I'm pretty much just going to go buy an antagonist at level 72, so it'd kind of be a wash. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll use, if we find a good enough shield, I'll use it till OP4 and then buy an antagonist then. I don't know. Okay. I do truly disenjoy this walk. Disenjoy is probably not a word. I do have a severe distaste for this walk to the snowman. It seems like we do so much walking just to get to a fight for like, what is it, 15 seconds or something like that. And then the bunker's kind of the same way, you know. So some people have asked why I wasn't farming the bunker for experience. Well, it's because I found the bunker to be extremely boring to farm. I actually found that little Saturn run kind of enjoyable. It had the right mix of enemies and everything that kept it a little bit enjoyable, you know. More so than I think farming the snowman for all that experience would have been, because it just involves so much walking. Also, a good grenade would be really useful, because the one I have has a pretty significant fuse time, unfortunately. We could get by, but grenade fuse time definitely makes a big difference on transfusion grenades. So that'll be something that I'll definitely be looking for. I don't know why he just came out of the ground there. I think it's because he knows he can't hit me here. I'm not entirely certain. Well, our weapon's a little more underleveled than I would like. Yikes, that worries me a little bit. I might just go farm for a Lyuda, because we need one of those too, because this one's pretty damn old. Alright. We'll definitely take a look at what we get here, though. I think that's a rubberized transfusion by the bottom of it, but let me check. Yep, that sucks. You can just tell it's a rubberized before you even look at it. Ugh. Disappointing. Okay. So, did that not give very much experience? I wasn't paying attention. That was foolish of me. We may go check out Gettle and Mobley here. I don't know what to do. I don't know what's best. Ugh. Our weapons are underleveled even for Gettle and Mobley. The shock one's not too bad, right? Ooh, it's only level 65. We'll figure it out. Obviously, once we reach level 72, we can then get new Pimpernels using the read-only trick. So we'll probably end up doing that. Alright, strangely no Lyuda in here, that's a real shame. Sticky longbow transfusion. Not slag, though. And a pretty bad fuse time anyway. Decent turtle shield.
Nice.
I don't see anything of note here. I guess we could also farm here for a stockpile relic. I forgot what those look like again. I think it's square with no, like, trails. I don't know. Okay. Well, ooh. How's the sticky longbow singularity I have? Even better. Okay. So, let's go ahead and travel over to the dust. It's better than the snowman. I don't know. It's probably not. But we need to farm for Lyudas anyway, and if they're level 70 or, you know, level 71, that's not going to be that much different than if they're level 72, so that's what I'll probably do. Go ahead and get rid of this purple one, I guess. Ooh, but it's still inflammable. That was one of the reasons why I liked that. Oh well.
Hey y'all, welcome to the new and improved Catch a Ride. Now with 47% more than 26.
New shield has a bigger capacity. And a better recharge delay. Has a lower absorb chance, but eh. It's better for other attacks that aren't bullets. Alright.
Get away from the caravan!
So, one of the goals in this episode will definitely be to reach level 72. Truck got a little bit wily on me there. I think I'm going to put on the shock one and that. And then I'll leave that on for that. Mobley's a little bit weaker than Gettle, so I'll keep on the corrosive Lyuda just in case I need it. Dang, he's a good shot with his assault rifle. He's about to get executed. Ah, I didn't kill him though. Oh well. So, first run, no dice, but plenty more runs to go. Man, do they make the ascent to, from level 71 to level 72 just incredibly arduous? Damn it, I hate that that car even exists. Okay. Why is my experience still at like 12%? Damn, dude, that was fucking ruthless. Get out of here. Ah, asshole. Okay. Ah, got distracted by the football. I apologize. Okay. Now we'll save quit. And we'll go again. That's a real bummer, though. That the experience seems to be accumulating rather slowly in order to reach level 72. That bothers me a bit. Oh well.
Hey y'all, welcome to the new and improved Catch a Ride. Now with 47% more than 26% than annual.
So, once I hit this gap, there we go.
Don't step off. My boys will have something to say about it.
I don't know why I still have the corrosive Pimpernel on, though. Seems entirely unnecessary. Whatever. Level 50 corrosive Pimpernel is next to useless at this point. I guess it could still be used for certain things, but pretty impractical at this point. I'm glad that we can still one-hit that guy. That makes it a little bit easier. Hey, we got a slag one. Isn't that a real kick in the dick? Excellent. Jeez, it does so much more damage than this. Oh my gosh. We definitely need to find a usable element one, though. That's ridiculous. I'm gonna put it where the corrosive Pimpernel was, just for kicks. Okay. Well, that sucks. Wish they would have put this catch rat a little bit closer, too. Oh well. Dick. Oh well. Truck tried to push me all the way down the hill. It almost succeeded. These idiots are going to try to irritate me as well, but we're just going to ignore them. Luckily, the buzzard's not here yet. I guess that's a benefit of bailing on the first attempt if you fail. Makes sense. That's how I'll do it from now on. Alright, let's see what it can do. Jeez, it is better. Oh, that's really sad. Okay. Alright. Well, we're 20% of the way to level 72. I guess it's not that bad. It's going to take quite a few kills to level up, though. Then again, it will probably take quite a few kills in order to find a Lyudas, so... Ideally, I would like 1 in fire and 1 in corrosive. The likelihood of us getting that kind of low. So I'd settle for 1 in corrosive and then 1 in either shock or fire, or even non-elemental. But shock or fire would be better because then I can at least augment the damage with the Bone of the Ancients, which I will be using because I find that cooldown rate absolutely invaluable when playing a zero sniper or melee. Ooh, he has a corrosive pistol this time. Dang it, truck.
How hilarious. You just set off my trap card. Your death approaches.
Excellent. Scary. Come on, man. Just drop more Lyudas. Just don't let them be slag. Theoretically, if we get our Lyudas here, then we could go farm something else that would be a little bit more efficient experience-wise. That said, it seems unlikely that we'll find them quickly. We'll farm them eventually, as much as it pains me, but we should be alright if we just find them now and then go farm something else. So hopefully the game allows us to do that if it's feeling generous. Might not be feeling generous today. Definitely had some serious trouble farming for that shock Lyudas, so I know how difficult it can be. Cool. Good driving. Some people have asked why I don't use, I think it's velocity on zero, the skill that increases bullet speed and gun damage and critical hit damage with these snipers, and that is because it is adverse to the it adversely affects the performance of the 2 main weapons that I use, the Lyuda and the Pimpernel. It makes the Lyuda split at a distance further from the player, thus making it less effective for almost all applications. You'll notice that I do use it for Terramorphous, though, with the Lyuda, because I fight him from far away, and I want the split to be, you know, far enough away from me that we might have the chance of getting multiple critical hits with 1 shot. And so velocity is helpful there, and it can be helpful for the Pimpernel against humanoid enemies or enemies with their critical hit spot a distance away from the ground. You can actually make that flower out a little bit higher. However, there are a lot of small enemies who would then become much more durable when facing the Pimpernel because you can't get a critical hit low enough for them. And so on the larger enemies, I try to adjust my aim instead and, you know, shoot them in the chest area or whatever it takes to get that critical hit on them as opposed to being able to shoot at the ground. Okay. Well, that was rude. Okay. Still nothing. Bengals are looking good this year. Andy Dalton's playing pretty well. He gets what I think is kind of a unfair reputation as the median quarterback. I think he does all right, and he's just been on some teams that didn't have enough receiving talent to really let it flow, you know, and looks like he's doing a lot better this year. So I'm kind of rooting for him. I feel like I don't have any special affection for him other than the fact that I just feel that he gets a bad rap. I kind of feel the same way about Jay Cutler, man. I feel like Jay Cutler's the next success, comeback, career revitalization thing that the Cardinals are going to have. You know, they've had Kurt Warner at this point. They are doing real well with Carson Palmer at the moment, but Carson Palmer's pretty old, you know. And so eventually he's going to retire, and then the Cardinals are going to need to find another old quarterback, and then it will be Jay Cutler. That's just my prediction. I might be wrong, but I see it as fairly likely. Okay. At least we're not getting Varuk's to add insult to injury. Hey, there we go. That's a good one. Good enough, at least. Oh, it's level 69. That kind of sucks. And it appears to have a bad grip, too. Let's check. Yes, it does. Okay. And it's obviously got a bad accessory. That said, look at it compared to this one, you know? So we're definitely going to appreciate that increase. So that'll make these guys a little bit easier to farm. It's not quite what I want for our journey yet, but it is encouraging and it should make us better here. Especially since shock damage can be boosted by slag, whereas slag damage is boosted by slag, believe it or not, but just to a lesser extent. Then we'll also get the boost versus shields, but you know, they'll only have shields for so much of their health bar. However, we also get the boost from the Bone of the Ancients as well, so the shock rifle is going to be a huge improvement over using that slag rifle, which I was only half using just because I detest to even using the slag Lyuda in practice, even if it is my best option, just because I'm offended by the fact that it is included in the game, because it makes farming a truly useful Lyuda a lot more difficult. There's only a handful of slag weapons that are really worth using, and so I feel like at legendary or purple tier, maybe slag, like a slag Hyperion shotgun. Not really what you'd want, you know? But if you were to find a Hyperion shotgun, like a purple one as you're leveling up, or what if you were feeding Iridium to Butt Stallion trying to farm a Diamond Hyperion development or something like that, just because you happen to like that weapon, and then you get it in slag? That would be very, very aggravating. So I feel at purple and higher rarities, slag varieties of weapons that wouldn't benefit from having slag varieties, that's awesome. Shouldn't spawn in slag varieties. You know, it'd be kind of hard for them to, I guess, make the decision on what is going to be useful in slag varieties and not, but still. Okay, so that is certifiably badass. It's got a super high base damage, higher than, no, not higher than my slag one, but still. Did this one, how did it, it's just a higher level, and yeah, it's just a higher level, I guess. Crap. Whatever. That kind of sucks. That said, still a dope rifle. We'll put it on. Okay. I'm going to have to go through with a ragtag bunch of Lyudas. Let's see if I can find a corrosive one. Cincinnati's kind of laying it on them now. I guess it's kind of the end of the game. On the bright side, we're about 35% of the way to the next level, so that's kind of cool. Maybe we'll find our corrosive one before too long, and then we can go level up quicker at a more experience-efficient location. However, finding better Lyudas is something that's definitely going to help us out in the future as well. So, total time, you know, it's kind of irrelevant. Dang it. At least I was able to bail in time. Okay. Almost missed that longer extra point. I'm waiting for that to come into play in a real big-ass game, like a playoff game or a late-season game that has playoff implications at the very least. I don't know. Well, it's definitely nice to have a better Lyuda now because it makes this a lot easier and more efficient. So that's working out. I don't know why I'm still even carrying that corrosive one. It's pitiful. It does less than half the damage of the fire one. It sucks that the best one we found so far was a slag one. Oh well. It'd probably be better to farm these once we're level 72. However, that would involve farming that we're not benefiting from the experience of, which for weapons that we're only going to be using till like OP 4 or 5 anyway, I see a little bit wasteful. So hopefully that doesn't come back to bite me. We'll see.
I disappear.
Dang it. Feel like we're due. Then again, I farmed for the shock one for some time with no benefits, so eh. In case you're wondering what that was, I crushed a little plastic box that a mouse came in. It was under my desk. I feel lazy for not throwing that in the trash. I guess I was excited to use a new mouse. I don't know. My Corsair M95 went south as well. I've had it for some time. I don't know if the motherboard's poor voltage ended up killing it or whatever, but one day I sat down to use it, and it shocked me back when I still had that old motherboard. And then ever since then, it was shitty. So Corsair has a pretty solid warranty, so I'll get a new one of those after the RMA thing. But in the meantime, I decided I'd try something else. I went with the Logitech one. What is it here? It's a G700S as I look down at it in the middle of Deception. And it functions both wirelessly and wired. And I don't know. I like the ergonomics of it. I think that it still has a pretty solid polling rate and everything if you just plug it in with the USB cord, which I've done. I don't even have the wireless adapter attached, and it feels real nice when I use it in games that I use the mouse on and such. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Yeah, it has enough buttons for me. I like to have back and forward on the thumb side. I also like to have copy paste there if I can. And this has 4 buttons on the thumb side, and then it still has 3 more buttons accessible with your index finger. And that gives me enough like programmable buttons to put everything that I need for productivity on the mouse and everything. I also like to get home and end on there so that I can easily reach the top or the bottom of a web page. And then I still had room for a DPI cycling button, so it was good stuff. Okay, so we're going to come up here. We're getting pretty close to halfway to the next level now, so that's good. Whoa. I thought I would, like, climb out of it, but I guess not. Happy about the lack of rooks that we're getting. Not quite as happy about the amount of Lyudas. Well, I guess I'm pretty stoked that we found 3 Lyudas so far, but it'd be better if we found like 30, even though I don't think we've killed him 30 times. He should drop multiples. It'd make farming him better. Then, you know, at level 72, we'll go do the whole Pimpernel thing. I'll try to find at least a Malawan-gripped slag Pimpernel. I'm not going to go for the perfect Malawan-gripped Banberry one yet. I'll do that at overpower level 8. And then as far as farming for the elemental pimpernels, the shock, fire, corrosive, I'll do with Malawan and barking. I do with Malawan and gentleman's even though that's kind of lame. I definitely do with Malawan and Banberry, or I could probably get by with good or passable. Oh shit, I don't have enough boost. I don't know what I'm doing here. Apparently dying. Okay, so we'll at least get up here and have some coverage. If we need to kill the bad guys, I have a pretty powerful shock Lyuda that I think will get the job done. It looks like we're okay. But yeah, I'd prefer Malawan grip, but if we found like Jacob's barking or whatever, I could get by.
Your eyes deceive you. An illusion fools you all.
Again, it's not a big deal until we're actually looking for our final gear, our OP8 gear. Is that another shock one? Maybe it's better than what we've got. It has a shitty accessory, but it does deal more damage. It's level 69. You see that extra 3,000 damage it does? Big difference. Big difference. So what's the difference here? This one has a doll grip as opposed to the Hyperion grip. Oh, that's awful. That really sucks. Okay. Huge benefit for us there. What a waste of a Lyuda. That's almost as bad as getting another slag one. Oh well. I mean, at least it was a somewhat of an upgrade. Still not very good upgrade.
Let's get you rolling.
Pretty sad field goal by the Chiefs there with 2 minutes left, and they're still down by 15 after making it. That is kind of just conceding the game. Should go for it in that situation. Then let the other team take a knee like they deserve. If you fail. But to just kick a field goal, I mean, that's kind of lame. Pulls them within 15. I guess, they would need 3 scores either way to catch up, but still, kind of lame. Hey, the Redskins just scored. Always good to see the Eagles lose. See them as probably the second biggest competition in the NFC East right now, so I see the Redskins as the least amount of a threat, so I'm rooting for the Giants and Eagles to lose if they're playing the Redskins. Come on, dude. Better gun. Well, I mean, we're approaching 60% of the way to the next level in this monotonous and just fun-filled farming session. I mean, it's truly exhilarating. We could get by with shock and corrosive spot, but being that we still need to level up to level 72, I would see it as foolish, perhaps, to not be looking for a better option right now. On-level B shield could be very effective as well. I'll probably look for that around OP4 or something. Just for things like Dukino's mom and such. Well, Mobley doesn't want to spawn in yet. We'll kill Gettle. Oh, now Mobley wants to join the party. Too bad. Gettle's dying first. I hope he didn't drop my Lyuda beneath the dust there. Asshole. Looks like the other gear came down, so I didn't see an orange weapon pop out of him anyway. Pick that up to keep our sniper ammo stock high, and we'll come back in. No need to reload, obviously. That happens after your save quit automatically, so don't even wait for that animation to finish. This one will put us above 60% of the way to the next level, so that'll be good. Buffalo, you really let me down against the Giants today. Thought you had a decent team. Cam Newton's going to fuck around and end up being the league MVP this year. I'm sure he'll be stoked about that. And then again, it's hard to not give it to Aaron Rodgers if the Packers do real well. But maybe there'll be voter fatigue or something, the same way that LeBron doesn't necessarily win MVP even if he has the best year because he's already won a bunch. Seems kind of stupid and disingenuous at that point, but it does happen. If the Panthers have as good a record as the Packers, if the Panthers finish with above 11 wins, there's a good chance that Cam Newton is in competition for the MVP. All right, so that's pretty fucking badass. That is absolutely crushing everything that I have. So that's cool. Unfortunately, it cannot be boosted by a Bone of the Ancients. For whatever reason, there is not a non-elemental Bone of the Ancients, which is just absolutely infuriating. So it's good to have that. It'll definitely be a good, solid, all-around Lyuda if we need it. But keep in mind that armored enemies do resist it slightly. It wouldn't be a huge deal, and it'd be nice to have the fire damage with the Firebone against the assassins and stuff. That said, we're also going to have the support of Pimpernels, so I don't know. We'll get by. If we need to rely on that non-elemental one, I am prepared to.
The true world revealed. Weakness is now known to me. Time to go to work. Sucker.
All right. All in all, we've had pretty good luck farming Lyudas up until this point. I mean, we found a fair number of them. They haven't been that great, but, I mean, finding some is better than finding none. Finding the perfect ones would obviously be ideal, but we're still doing okay. And a good thing is that we found a passable shock one pretty damn early, so it has made farming them a lot quicker. Nice. We'll go kill Gettle first because of where I got out. See, sometimes I expect to glitch out of it, and I climb out of it, and sometimes I expect to climb out of it, and then I just straight glitch out of it. It's weird. Well, Gettle wasn't buying into our plan quite like I was. I was planning to not even have Mobley spawn in and him not go fight him, but that is not what happened. Don't do your lame shock thing. Get that iridium, son. We can go buy a backpack upgrade. We're not going to do it yet. Okay. Damn, we're almost 70% of the way to the next level, so that's good. If we don't find a better corrosive one before then, we'll have that non-elemental one. And then obviously, not only do the armored enemies resist it slightly, then they don't have a weakness to it like they would a corrosive one. So you lose a lot by having a non-elemental instead of a fire or corrosive. Or even compared to shock, but oh well. That's why I thought it was weird that, they increased the elemental multipliers between playthroughs, but they never gave anything to make non-elemental still useful. Like in the early playthroughs, non-elemental is a lot more balanced with elemental weaponry, so I felt like they could have done something interesting there, perhaps increase critical hit damage, increase base damage slightly to kind of augment that. I don't know, it's kind of weird. give non-elemental a slight chance not to use ammo, the Vladoff effect across all weapons. So when it's combined with Vladoff weapons, you get like an extra boost. That could be cool with like duty calls, Axton or something like that. I don't know. That's just me thinking of any way that they could make it useful if they really are going to increase the elemental multiplier of fire and corrosive to the extent that they did between normal mode and Ultimate Vault Hunter mode. They probably should have done something to increase the damage of non-elemental weaponry as well. Maybe, I don't know, just another critical hit damage modifier that stacks multiplicatively with the Jacobs one would have been really cool. I don't know, though. It's kind of weird. I think a Varrook might have dropped there. If so, that's insulting. You're about to get meleeed, bro. Awesome. That kicks ass. We found everything. We found 1 in every element and 2 in shock. That's ridiculous. Perfect. That will get us by the first few OP levels as far as Lyudas go. Okay, let's go see if a Varrook dropped. I guess not. Ha! Thought it did for whatever reason. I was seeing things. Alright, that's pretty badass. Bengals just got to punt all the way down to the 1 yard line, or like, not even, more like the 1 foot line. That's pretty cool. I like to see good punts. It makes a huge difference in the game that some people don't appreciate. Especially if they're two defensively minded teams. Definitely makes a huge difference. Okay. So we're about 3/4 of the way to the next level now. Gettle has been so generous up until this point that I'd be remiss if I didn't farm him all the way to level 72. And I guess that's a good way to finish up our leveling process. You know, we spent quite a bit of time in this playthrough leveling up here and farming for new gear here, so seems only fitting to finish it up here. Nostalgia and such. Okay. Oh, we should use this new corrosive one for kicks and giggles. See? It killed him. Okay. So that will definitely be an effective Dukino's mom killing weapon, which I'll be stoked about. Yeah, we need to get a Pimpernel. We need to get... Well, we need more than one Pimpernel. We need to get an antagonist, and on the way to the acquisition of an antagonist, or maybe accompanying it at least, we can also find a bee shield that will be on level, because those trees should drop it fairly generously, and our bee shield right now is pretty damn old, so it wouldn't really be that much of a use to even wear it in OP levels. But if we found one that was like level 70, level 71, level 72 on our way or slightly after finding an antagonist, that wouldn't be that bad. Then I guess that could also give us a slim chance to find a rogue class mod, specifically one that boosts magazine size and fire rate, or critical hit damage and fire rate. Those are the ones that I'm looking for. Skill-wise, I'm not going to be using any of the skills on it, so that doesn't matter, but keep in mind it can have several different passive boosts. Those class mods from the Tiny Tina DLC are fairly dynamic, and I felt like they were a great addition to the game. That's one of the reasons why I was sad to see DLC production kind of stopped for this game, halted. You know, the game still could have grown. It could have been better, or at least more diverse, and that could have been really cool. A second Digistruct Peak, just for fun, maybe ran by Moxie instead of Tannis, you know. She says that she doesn't rebuild her arena because she couldn't get the rights from Torg, but instead built a second Digistruct Peak that had like crazy rules and such. That could be really cool. It could have definitely added more longevity to the game. More things to do, but apparently the Xbox 360 and the PS3 couldn't handle anymore, and continuing with the tradition of consoles retarding games, you know, it retarded this game, so that sucks. But PC gaming is like the blunt that keeps on burning, and it's still incredibly enjoyable to play, even though, you know, the production has stopped for it. It's a real shame, though. Okay. I think it was just money that he threw over there. But I'll take a peek just to satisfy my curiosity. Yeah, it's just money, I can tell from here. Okay. And we'll go again. So we're almost 85% of the way to the next level at this point. Hasn't been that bad. I did have this Bengals game to watch to keep me interested, but now it's over. So now I kind of need to flip the channel, but Okay. Alright, so after this, we'll be able to say, you know, that this playthrough includes a run all the way to, or from level 1 to level 72 using legitimate gear and such. And then, after that, we'll push it to the OP levels. I'm not sure how far I want to take the playthrough, but I'm not completely opposed to doing every quest, to 100%ing the game. Then I can say I've done it legitimately, and then if anyone wants to talk shit, I can say the game's way more fun to play with Gibbed than it is legitimately because I've done both. And that'll be fun. Plus, you know, it's a lofty goal. A lot of content. Okay. Yeah, I was just saying I want the game to have more content, but the amount of content it has is fairly daunting. I just feel like there'd be people that would enjoy even more, myself included. And, you know, 2K obviously wanted more. They asked for those Headhunter packs after Gearbox had kind of determined that they couldn't really add any more very meaningful content to the game. They couldn't add more assets, gear, and, you know, gun-wise and stuff like that. And so they were still producing, you know, those little tidbits of content. And that's why they increased the level cap multiple times. There were people who wanted more. And so I don't know, I thought it was sad that they had to halt production due to the hardware limitations of a very antiquated and pathetic gaming platform. Two of them, in fact. But that's what people like, I guess. That guy appears to have an awful weapon. He can die to mine first. Alright, 90% of the way there. This is good. Some people have asked why my game looks different than theirs. One, I have the hardware to run it at a good frame rate, and keep in mind, by the time you see it on YouTube, it looks a lot shittier than it looks in front of me right now. I also disable the cell shading. Yeah, so when you see it on YouTube, it's at like 60 FPS, and the compression has kind of killed it a little bit and stuff. But here I have it at 120 FPS, and it's very crisp and everything. I do notice that turning off the cell shading, which is something that I do, definitely makes some things not as round as they should be, because that's what the post-processing kind of does for the cell shading, is it rounds out some edges that they left a little bit jagged because they knew that they were going to have it cell shaded. If I have a dull scope right now, you can kind of see it, yeah, or the Jacob scope works here as well. You can see that very clear kind of corner effect, or not effect. You can see very clear corners on the edge of that scope there. And that's because that would kind of be blurred out with the post-processing of the dark outline, I believe. It kind of makes that a little bit smoother. So that's one of the disadvantages of turning cell shading off. But the game looks much crisper as a result of it, and I definitely recommend it. It is much more visually appealing to me after the very thick and ugly black outline has been removed on all the stuff. And you can do that by going into an INI file. I made videos about it in the past, or at least one video. Maybe I'll update it, I don't know. But yeah, that's definitely the way to do that, and it makes the game even run a little bit better frame rate wise. The performance is a little bit better as well, because it doesn't have to do the post-processing of adding all of those outlines. It's just a little bit more calculations for your hardware to do, and so not only does the game look better, on the most part, it also runs better too. So unless you're, for whatever reason, thoroughly attached to that thick black outline, I would highly recommend turning it off. It's definitely not of benefit in my mind. And on PC, you can do that. Like I said, it is very truly the blunt that keeps on burning. Okay. Sometimes people think I'm a dick for, you know, saying that PC gaming is better than console gaming, but it is, you know? And I just want people to have and experience gaming in the best way possible. And I guess that makes me mean or whatever, because I say it in sometimes demeaning or hateful ways, but, I mean, I'm not wrong. I'm just an asshole. It goes to that whole Big Lebowski thing. There are truly no benefits provided by console gaming. Some people are fooled that there is, you know, the delusion that it is cheaper. No, it's not. You can get better performance for PC at, you know, like $600 or so dollars. You know, you can definitely outdo a PS4. I guess a PS4 is something like $300 or whatever now. But once you add up the difference in cost of games, by default, every single game is at least 20% off at release on PC because of Green Man Gaming. So if you're buying games new at $60, you're buying them at $45 on PC. So you can quickly add up how much a $15 difference per game would make up a $300 difference in initial cost. But then you also have to factor in the fact that you have to pay for some pathetically criminal service. They call it, it's not PlayStation Live, it's like PlayStation Now for PlayStation or something. PlayStation's version of Xbox Live, which they now charge money for, and it goes down all the time and has security compromises and stuff like that. It should be a free service. I cannot believe it's not, and I guess they justify it by saying, oh, you get quote-unquote free games. You don't get free games. Those are games you pay for. You're paying for a service that then gives you games. It's like, and I think they're only leased too. Like if you quit paying for it, then they go away. They may have retracted that, but that was definitely the way it worked at one point in time as far as I understood it. And so that's really weird. It's like you're paying to lease games that you don't even pick for yourself. And they may be games that you already own. You know, like sometimes they make free games that some people have already bought. And so for them, it's truly useless. And as a result of that, I mean, I just can't imagine paying for a service like that. Especially since not only are you paying to play the games online, you're paying to play an inferior version of the game online in most cases. There aren't, you know, many games that are exclusive to the PS4 that are worth playing. I guess there's Bloodborne, so you got that one. And even it is marred by terrible performance. So that's a real shame. It'd be nice if they would quit handicapping and restricting games from their full potential by putting them on a platform that can't even load levels quick enough to, you know, give somewhat of the illusion of a next-gen experience. The fact that both consoles don't use a solid-state hard drive out of the box is, in my mind, criminal. Alright, so we leveled up to level 72, and that's excellent. Here we're going to give this episode a conclusion, I guess. You know, we did some good things in this episode. We found new Lyudas in every element, which was pretty cool. They're not exactly level 72, except for a non-elemental one, but they should pass through the first few areas of Digistruct Peak without too much of an issue. At some point in time, we will need to come back here and farm for new ones. I'm hoping I can delay that until, like, OP5 or whatever, so that by the time we do, well, I guess we only really have to, yeah, by the time we do get to OP8 or whatever, they could still make it there. But then again, we could just farm new ones for OP8 before we do OP8. So, I I don't know. We'll farm new ones at like OP 4 or 5 to make it to OP 7. In the next episode, I'll do some final gearing up for the Digistruct Peak Ascent, which will include buying that antagonist shield and getting new Pimpernels. Possibly also getting a new B shield and a rogue class mod. Those would be some things that I would be looking for in the next episode. So if you guys haven't yet taken the time to subscribe yet, please do. I'd appreciate that. Then you'd know when that episode is available for you guys. And, keep up with the series as it starts to actually get interesting here as we get to what is not tutorial mode. It's all tutorial mode up until this point. This game has a extremely long tutorial, but we're only 8 levels from graduating to the proper game at this point, so that will be pretty cool. So one more time, guys, thanks for watching, and I do hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.